As I said at the top, the house is full today. The bus hasn't left anyone out. So, yeah, welcome, guys, once again. And like I said, we're talking environment today as our theme for the week. Now, World Environment Day is over the weekend, okay? But we would not be here because it's something that's very, very key. It's part of our organization. Like, it's organic here. So, we definitely need to, play our role, contribute our own quota to seeing that this conversations that people do not really take into considerations the most are being, championed over and over again. And that's why we have Edem Kojo Doe, an environmentalist, of course, a horticulture officer at the Department of Parks and Gardens here in our base, Ghana. And he is online with us right about now. Mr. Edem Kojo Doe, how are you doing today? Hello?
Mr. Barney.
How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing well, by God's grace.
Super.
And, thank you so much for this opportunity to speak
Thank
on
you.
this program.
Thank you, too, for making time with us. I believe we are in your week. So this week is a very busy week for you. So, I understand how it is, and I appreciate your time. So,
Sure.
yeah. On Saturday, I think Sunday, Saturday, yes, Mami, is World Environment Day. But let's take a look at it from last year since it was marked. What has changed?
A lot has changed.
Mm.
One, a lot of awareness have been created.
Okay.
Two, a lot of trees were planted in 2020,
Okay.
which has added up to the vegetation of the country in a way, even though a lot has been destroyed. At least some trees were planted in 2020.
Okay.
And a lot of awareness and consciousness has been built up. Even institutions that were not even celebrating or commemorating World Environment Day officially
Right.
have now started commemorating World Environment Day officially to contribute in safeguarding the environment, creating awareness, and also taking climate actions that will lead to mitigating climate change.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me just push you here. So, could you give us a rough figure of the number of trees that was planted last year, 2020?
Frankly, I may not know the exact number, but from my side and other volunteers, last year through my partnership with other institutions, I was able to donate 200 trees, various species of trees, to some organizations to plant on World Environment Day.
Right.
So on my individual part, I was able to donate 200 trees to be planted on World Environment Day.
Right.
But to the total trees that were planted, it was very difficult to account for those because there was no synergy and consensus effort to actually document or keep data of all other trees that was planted last year on World Environment Day.
Okay. You talked about there has been more awareness in this regard. More trees have been planted. And this, I believe, was done by corporate institutions, some government agencies and what have you. But then again, there's the need for the participation of the citizens because they are the most, they contribute the majority in this regard. So has there been that positive attitude towards appreciating the growing or the planting of trees amongst the citizens?
Yeah, thanks so much for this question. This is one of the challenges when it comes to planting of trees, nurturing trees, and even sustaining them.
Right.
There's still that ignorance of the general public as to the importance of maintaining and nurturing or even involving themselves in this tree planting, especially if it's for the public good. But I realize that when people are planting on their own for food, so we are now trying to look at how we can synergize planting to feed yourself and also planting to breathe the air you want to breathe every day. So these are some of the efforts being. So learning from last year's celebration, this year is going to be a different ballgame together, where we are looking at the general public getting involved and understanding why they should involve in planting trees. They should understand the importance of even nurturing for these plants. I always tell people that there's an African adage that says that born pikin no be hard, but money for cocoa. It literally means that giving birth to a child is that easy, but catering and nurturing for this child is one of the difficult tasks every human being will have to do.
Right.
So the same applies to the trees or the plants being planted. The trees are living things. That is what we need to understand first.
Right.
We need to know that the trees are living organisms just as human beings are living.
Okay.
Just that the difference is that the trees or the plants cannot talk. They cannot move. Yeah. But they do their movement and talking through the way they grow. So as part of effort, we are looking at how people can understand the reasons why to not just plant a tree and go, but to nurture the tree, sustain it, and get the benefits from it. It's not like planting a mango tree.
Okay.
If you don't nurture, if you don't water, if you don't groom this tree, you'll never get the mango to enjoy, to get all your vitamins, your nutrients, and also your enjoyment in getting this food. So we are looking at conscientizing the general public, not just in planting, but in actually growing these trees, nurturing them, giving them water, giving them the necessary nutrients to be able to grow for them to get the benefits out of this. Right. So these are the direction we are going this year.
Very interesting direction, roadmap, and all of that. But you made mention of trying to just reorient the mind of the citizen to not just plant the tree, but also planting to feed oneself. Correct?
Sure.
It brings to the mind the question of, I don't know if you've noticed, there has not been much rainfall, this year as it's supposed to be. Right? So how can that be possible? Because, those farmers who are supposed to be actually feeding the nation would definitely face some of these challenges. So how do you think the average citizen would welcome that idea of, planting or more like creating a garden, like something like a backyard garden, I believe. And then looking at the way water is being rationed in our, societies lately due to what the nature of galamsey and what have you. How can you, maneuver yourself and try to convince a citizen or an individual in that regard?
Okay, thanks so much. With this one, yes, climate change has affected our rainfall pattern.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that we can't eat, we can't feed ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely there are several innovations we can use to do this. For instance, we cannot be waiting for the rains all the time to feed ourselves. So this is a time we need to invest as communities into alternative way of getting water. For instance, this is a time we need to take actions in protecting our water bodies, one.
Yep.
Two, protecting our streams and water bodies, even in our cities and our urban areas, which are not being polluted by galamsey. For instance, let me take Accra, for instance. When you come to Accra, we don't do galamsey in Accra.
Yeah.
And there are water bodies in Accra. So instead of dumping waste and other materials and polluting this environment, we should desist from doing this. So by which we can get water to do this. Secondly, we can also look at investing in boreholes that we can use in doing our backyard gardens. So in a small way, we can use these innovations, that's digging of boreholes, protecting our little water bodies around us, to be able to grow these foods around us. So basically, these are some of the things we need to look at instead of depending solely. The rains will come, but it may delay. But we can't be waiting for the rains. Yeah, so these are some of the things I would suggest we should look at as communities.
Right. Okay. Just give me a sec. The show was Africa Daily on Africa Global Radio. We're speaking to Edem Kojo Doe, an environmentalist, and of course a horticulture officer at the Department of Parks and Gardens. He is right here with us online, and it's all about the environment. We're talking about how we can preserve the environment as we're going to be marking the day over the weekend. But my colleague Hafiz is here, has a question for you, so we can proceed. Hafiz, the floor is yours.
Sorry, Mr. Edem. Mr. Edem, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Okay. I want to talk sanitation. Yes. Okay. Yes. Anytime the conversation comes up, there's a lot of, finger pointing going on. Some say it's a case of a government that lacks policy, a policy direction to implement whatever plan they have. Some say it's a case of an irresponsible citizenry. Where does the buck stop?
Sure. The buck always stops at leadership. However, sanitation is a shared responsibility. So when you take it from this angle, It means that even though government must take actions to prevent people from polluting our environment, to be able to sanitize our environment, it is a basic responsibility of the individual before we get to the policies. For instance, if you have your home and you don't dispose of your rubbish well or appropriately, government cannot come into your home to tell you how to dispose of your bin or your rubbish. It behoves on you, the individual, to make sure that your environment is clean. It is only when it comes to the collective bargaining power, when it comes to providing the necessary policies and manpower and resources, that is where government comes in. For instance, when we are looking at creating recycling plants, we are looking at landfill sites. These are provisions by local assemblies that is going to augment government effort at the ministerial level. So it's a both government issue and the individual's effort that will lead us to have a sanitized environment in Ghana. So this is where I'm taking it from. Even though the bar stop at leadership, it is a shared responsibility.
Okay, Hafiz, that's all we have. Anyone? Mami? Epi? Epi? Okay, Epi has got one question as well. Epi, go.
I wanted to find out that have provisions been made by the government to actually support organizations like this in any way? Supporting your goal, your vision of planting the trees. Yes.
Okay, planting trees. Okay. Yeah, thanks so much. With regards to this, a lot of efforts have been made. Even currently, apart from the World Environment Day, which is being commemorated by the Department of Parks and Gardens this coming Saturday, the government through the Ministry of Local Government, which the Department of Parks and Gardens falls under, is commemorating this year's World Environment Day at the Blue Botanic Gardens on Saturday at 10 a.m. And again, aside this, the department is launching a 1 million tree project in 2 years. So all these efforts is through government. And again, this is in synergy with the Green Ghana Day on June 11, where government want to plant 8 million trees. So the government, through the Forestry Commission, is distributing 8 million trees to the Ghanaian public to plant to protect the environment. So these are some of the efforts that government is putting in place to support these tree planting projects.
Okay. I think that's laudable. I don't know. I'm sure for some time there was this illegal smuggling of rosewood. I'm sure you're really much aware of it.
Sure.
Yes, and I mean, looking at the span of years that it takes for a rosewood to actually grow and mature, and to have them being just cut down like that at such a rate and being transported outside the country isn't something that was a pleasant thing. Now, among these tree planting, are we making efforts to restore the rosewood that the nation has lost?
Thank you so much. Currently, with regards to rosewood, even though government has come out with a policy to stop this cutting down of rosewood, as for its replacement, I've not yet seen a program or a conscious and a formal program to actually replace this rosewood. I think Forestry Commission will be able to answer when it comes to replacing this rosewood in our forest zones and in our water bodies in the northern part of Ghana. So with this regard, I don't have hands-on information as to whether this rosewood will be replaced currently as we speak for this June 11 Green Ghana Day tree planting project.
All right, Epi, that's all we have. Okay, so finally, the Forestry Commission talked about how everyone needs to be a part of this particular Green Ghana project. I believe is related to what's going to happen on the 11th, yes?
Sure.
Great.
It's a good time we have that conversation.
Yeah.
And yes, we might not be there, but
we
at
will
least
certainly.
there's something in the works,
Right.
and it must be commended. Actually, it must be commended.
Okay, for the record of, for the sake of record, I think the areas he made mention of, the places he mentioned, these are suburbs in our base Ghana, in Accra specifically, and I believe other African countries like Rwanda. You know, recently I saw a video of how they are championing greening the city, and even our own mayor in Accra here visited Rwanda, and other, you know, government officials. Some, I mean, it's good to tap into other people's knowledge.
No,
that's fine.
There's nothing wrong with copying.
No,
Just copy
no,
away.
don't say copy. Just learn. Copy's that.
What is
Don't say copy, man.
Copy the thing.
But it's good, you know,
Good.
because you see how the cars, the drivers were just, you know, like you could see most parts of Kigali was just filled with trees.
Even in our base Ghana, I like especially what we are doing with I think the Madina.
The Madina stretch, yes.
The trees there.
It's
Amazing stuff.
gradually, you
Yes.
know, changing.
It's opening up.
Right.
It's amazing the sort of you know turnaround you can have just by planting trees, and the whole area is looking a lot more different.
You know, I'm very worried about the fact that we have not experienced rainfall in a while, and I think I just feel it's based on certain two parameters that I think, you know, the felling of trees, the indiscriminate felling of trees. I mean, yeah, it's worrying. You know, for me,
that conversation should definitely be stretched to you know, meet the rural folks, because at the end of the day,
exactly,
they are out there, and some of them don't even know what LPG is. Yes.
Even if they know,
Some know
they
it,
may
and
not have the money or the income to acquire one.
exactly.
Yep.
It's expensive for some of them, and for those that actually want to use it, some even those that have it, some would say they don't want it. Remember, I said something and you thought I was being funny.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah,
But yes, some would actually prefer something you prepare with, you know, firewood.
because of the smoke, it gives
Yes,
it a certain
because
kind
the
of
food
thing.
gives it a smoky feel
Anyway,
for some reason.
the
for
woman
some
would
weird reason.
testify to
exactly.
that.
So, I mean, we
Epifania, I think he's rightfully answered your question. I mean, Adam, by the government support and, you know, what they're actually doing to contribute to this particular agenda.
Yeah, I think it's very important when it comes to trees, gardens, and parks. Also, like super important things because they tend to have an effect on the environment. And I mean, every day, day in, day out, we're trying everything we can to be able to preserve and save the environment. So sometimes you just need like a breakwind, a factor, something that is there that is actually helping and keeping something safe. Because I mean, when you have trees, the rate at which erosion takes place in certain places, it reduces, you know, and you're able to, some of these trees actually condition the atmosphere, some of the places people live in. So it's super important that we invest in all these things. Some of these are medicinal, some of them they're foods, they're different things. It's about maintaining or having a culture, a system of maintenance, a cycle that goes and comes that we can keep. I mean, I feel it's a good thing.
Okay, let's hear Mummy. Thank you, Epi. Mummy?
Hi, Barry.
Yeah, we're planting trees, huh?
Yes.
Did you see coconut trees around? Oh, you were not close to the beach, right?
Oh, but
Salt
I mean,
pond.
if
You
you're
can see them,
going,
huh?
you can see the coconut.
Do we still have them standing upright?
Oh, where else would
I hear
coconut
people
tree...
chop them down too. Yeah.
Yeah, but you say you're asking me, do we see?
No, do we see
still...
like standing? You know, like the way they're supposed to positioned.
You know what he's asking.
Oh, she's just trying to play with me, aren't you? I'm not ready for that now. But
I mean, I just try to find happiness in the little things.
I know, right?
That's for sure. But the theme for this year's celebration is ecosystem restoration.
Okay.
And I think it just buys into the Greening Ghana initiative. Because if we are restoring the ecosystem, then it means we are cleaning our water bodies, we are planting trees that we have cut down, and we are doing everything that we can to restore the environment to the way it used to be.
Right.
I mean, sometimes, in as much as we all complain, then we are indoors and lockdowns and all of that, I feel like maybe we should have stayed indoors for a bit longer.
Yeah, it could have reduced our activities. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You don't want to do it.
Locked us? Like, lock us up?
Don't go there.
Yeah?
I'm talking about locking us up. But I don't think if I was the only one who had it, but there were instances where there were certain evidences of the earth fixing itself,
while
we were on lockdown. So maybe if we don't have to wait for a pandemic. Let's say every 1 year we decide to stay inside.
For how many months?
Like let's say 2 months.
Gonna kill people. No, just imagine yourself in a room or in a house in a compound space for 2 months. You feel like a convict. I can assure you.
No, you do not.
You will feel like a convict.
I mean, if you have food and you have water.
So how about those that need to go out before they can find something to eat?
Yeah, that was the main discourse surrounding the time of the lockdown.
No, I don't know why he's raising it.
Let me answer.
The impossible. Okay,
I'm
land.
not saying I give up.
Just land.
I'm just saying.
I'm not pointing a gun at you.
If we all know that every 2 months we're going to go indoors, we're going to go under lockdown. We're going to prepare definitely.
Look, I think it's just about
I don't think it won't happen. It won't happen. But I feel like
it will never happen. It won't happen. It would never happen.
Barry, we're still in a pandemic. You never know. I mean, South Africa is entering its third phase right now.
Yeah.
So you never know.
That's South Africa.
Right.
But anyway, just a quick one on the 5 million trees. Yes. Okay. In as much as I like this idea, this aggressive
ideology,
posturing that we are adopting, I don't know. I just feel like, okay, so what happens after planting it on that day? We just up and leave? What exactly is the plan?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think if you're planting, you're definitely going to care for the tree.
Adam made mention of nurturing it, monitoring it, watching it.
Because at the individual level, I think it would be much more. That strategy will be much more potent.
Like we would be more
if we had a
committed.
monthly something.
I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, every month. Yeah.
Rather than wait for a whole year.
And I think we're also working on getting somebody from the Forestry Commission, to speak with us.
Yeah.
But due to something that is going on there this whole week, we cannot get somebody to speak to this week.
Yeah.
But hopefully when we establish contact, I think we can ask this question.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was also thinking, in as much as it's good that we are planting trees as a way of restoring the ecosystem, I believe the Environment Day shouldn't just be shouldn't just be made about just planting trees. I mean, in as much as we are planting, we could be cleaning the environment. We could be cleaning our beaches. We could be doing anything that we possibly can to restore the environment. Because I remember there used to be this cleanup exercise that they did like every last Friday of the month here in our base, and then it stopped. Was it I think Friday or Saturday? Friday or Saturday, and then it stopped.
Yeah.
That was actually a very good initiative. Because in as much as it was a way of cleaning the environment, it also brought communities together.
Yeah.
Because you know how communal labor unites the whole community.
When you get
all
the time
of
to gossip very well, it's like, don't worry, Saturday morning. Last Saturday we'll talk about it.
So in as much as we won't be here on Saturday, I just like to end by saying on World Environment Day, which happens to be 5th of June this Saturday, everybody should do something. I mean, if you won't plant a tree, at least clean a gutter.
Yeah, and if you're living close to a water body, like people in around Jamestown, clean those places, because all is due to our actions that actually led to the dying of some of these fish species, the dolphins and what have you.
When I saw that, there was a tweet and some of the comments said there's something happening in the ocean, and I know
some illegal activity. I want to believe.
Heard about how there's a huge pile of rubbish somewhere in the ocean.
If you don't take care, that can be a continent on its own. Oh yeah, if you don't. Epe, want to drop a last one?
I think we should just be careful with what we do. I mean, I think as individuals, some of the polythings and bottled and all these things you buy, yes, you dump it in the bin, but where does it end up? It's better to opt for recyclable things. Right. And I think if you're going out shopping, why not carry a bag you can always send instead of always purchasing and getting plastic bags. And it's not just about what you do right now, but think about the long-term effect and in the long run. So after you put it in your bin, what happens?
All right, attitudinal changes there. Okay, Hafiz.
Open defecation.
Oh yeah.
That is a major problem.
I think they should be given some jail time if you're caught.
I agree. A fine or a jail time something that would serve as an example.
I think. Tell me.
Have you even? There's this video where the guy talks about how when you're defecating openly, there's fresh air passing by.
And Maud, you are stealing my thunder.
Wait, and you know the worrying part. This is. I don't get it. I don't get it.
That what?
Fine, maybe someone was like telling me sometimes you okay, you don't get it because you're living in a house with WEC and what have you. Someone doesn't even have the accommodation, first of all. So does it justify?
But
we have public streets and what have you, right?
Public ones, I think they're not kept properly.
Really?
It's not something you even want to.
I think they've moved away from the old ways, from the old type to the modern ones because there are a lot of WCs around.
So a lot of folks they go in there. I mean, it's not like
you'd
rather you can visit and then go about your normal activities. Once you go in there, you have to take a shower.
Yeah. Oh my God. My God. Yeah.
That's how bad it is.
Yeah. But open defecation is a big issue. Yes. Not just in our base Ghana. You know, I mean, it's a big issue. Trust me, this is a global thing that really, like I said, we just need to introduce community servicing in our punitive measures. Seriously clean Medina for good 2 months.
We actually do need is it a town council or the town
council? Yeah.
Back?
Oh, those guys, no. I don't second that. I've seen firsthand what can happen. So
I mean, if we've lost something and we are bringing it back, then it means we'll make it better before we bring it back.
This time that people are more like enlightened and want to trust me. You don't want to go there. No. Before, when you see them coming, they're like police. Annex. So you go. Now people face them and attack them. Please, let's forget that. Yes, Hafiz knows what I'm talking about. He wouldn't.
But I mean, let's do our best for the environment. Stop burning.
But I think it's attitude now.
And one issue that we actually have to talk about is the use of plastics. I mean, Epi said something about
the use of plastics or what do you call
plastic bottles, plastic
paper-made
rubbers.
Things. What do you call it?
No, paper is the certain types of paper that is degradable. Paper bags.
I'm talking about like plastic bottles. You know, plastic doesn't.
Exactly. So, are you talking about less usage of that or total abolishing?
Total abolishment.
Really?
Yes.
I think is it in Canada or Austria?
You get places where they don't use plastic.
So you don't have a bottle like a drink in.
Don't go too far. Rwanda abolished it and they're doing just fine. So.
These countries, they pay you when you use paper bags or this thing as compared to the plastic bags.
And speaking of pollution, okay, I'm not talking paper bags and everything. The one thing that worries me to the core is noise pollution.
Oh, Hafiz.
Anyway,
noise pollution
you know what?
Conversation.
You should.
It's not a conversation.
I don't want to talk about it.
Wait, why are you running away?
I am not running away because this is something that has been there for eons, since time immemorial.
When you get onto the throttle and you just want to have a moment to yourself and have a time with yourself.
Stop polluting the environment.
On your phone.
You're all.
Guy. If you find yourself in Lagos State, my guy, you would be disappointed.
I don't think there are any laws against noise pollution here in our base. So
even if there were, I don't think it has been visited in a long while. But anyway, we're running out of time, guys. Thank you very much. The show was Africa Daily on Africa Global Radio.